welcome back to Pure on the Road. I'm Sam Marasini, back here at Tech Fest 2022 on the event deck in downtown Los Angeles, right? That's what they are. Scott
LA Live.
Dude, is this cool or what? What do you think?
It's awesome. We're having a great time. It's beautiful here.
Alley.
Yeah.
You got some beads there. We don't have to talk about that at all. But what I would love to talk about, you just did a presentation here. For our customers, for partners, for anyone that wanted to listen, but all around Cisco and FlashStack that you've been using as a customer for quite some time. Tell me about that experience using FlashStack.
So one of the things that when we went to that model of using FlashStack was that we wanted to make it so that our internal client, when they ask for a line of business, wants something, we wanted it that we could always give them what they need. It didn't matter how big it is, how small it is, how much storage they needed. We wanted to be able to give them what they needed and not have to question it and worry about it.
Storage, compute, whatever they want. Are you carving it up based on VMs, based on application?
So we're kind of using, from a storage standpoint, we kind of attacked it from a little bit different standpoint. We had been on an older version of VMware, and we were upgrading to a newer version of VMware, and we said, you know what? If we're going to go in, let's go in. And we're using the Pure Flash Arrays, X90s, for primarily X70s in there also. But we put vVols on top of that. We had great conversations with Pure about it. 35,000 subluns we can do. So we basically we're making a large raw capacity component, and then the subluns produce it on top. So we don't have to do data stores anymore. We now have these massive just space that's presented, and the OS then writes down its native file system to it, and it works awesome.
Got it. All right. So so you get the request from your consumers, right? Because we love to talk about FlashStack as enabling you to enable your customers.
Well, I don't even have to deal with it anymore, right? Because it becomes a self-service kind of situation that we're heading into, and we're looking at automating everything. How can we make it so that the time to get to market for whatever the area wants to do, how can we make that quicker? How can we make it quicker so that the bank can react much better than what it does?
Whatever the organization is.
That's right. Any organization within there, how do you make it so that when someone makes a request for something, that it's not, particularly in this day and age with supply chain issues and chip shortages and everything else, how do I make it so that it comes in as quick as they can, so that they can be as dynamic as they need to be?
So they are then accessing some sort of a self-service portal. They're asking for a compute engine with storage for their application, right? Whatever it might be, or whatever project that they're planning. They put in that request. The request goes through the system. FlashStack's going to carve it up. You're leveraging all the back-end infrastructure that integrates the storage and the compute, pulls it all back, presents that back to that consumer who can then put their application down.
That's basically it.
It sounds pretty simple.
Pretty simple.
How's that changed the way it used to be for you?
So the way it used to be a monolithic siloed environment, a share nothing environment. And that creates a set of problems that the storage that you're using can't be shared with other environments. So we kind of took that kind of situation and turned it on its head, and we said, how do we make it so that the storage is everywhere, the network is everywhere, but we still retain that what we call a blast radius to control if there's a problem inside our data center. And that, using the FlashStack environment, we were able to do that whole thing.
That's perfect, and it ties it all together for us. And by the way, that sun is really shining. So I apologize for any shadows right now.
Welcome to LA, right?
We need to get some hats, I think.
Graffiti hats. Graffiti hats. I think we head over there.
Maybe a tattoo.
Hey, sounds good to me.
I love a tattoo. What do you want to get? Big Pure?
Big Pure tattoo right here. Sorry.
Tech Fest is awesome. Maybe we'll see you guys next year at Tech Fest. Scott, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome, Sammy.
I appreciate
Anytime.
that. You guys hit that subscribe button below, and we'll see you with more from Tech Fest 22 coming up soon. Thank you.
Later.